We recently visited Japan, which continues to be for us one of the most unique countries in the world. Tokyo was just named the safest city in the world and certainly is the cleanest and most polite. The Japanese people and their culture and Japan's important role in the world cannot be ignored. Over the next few weeks, we'll explore Japan's plans for revitalizing its economy, its world leadership in technology, and its vast and intriguing cultural depth. Japan is a world leader in technology, and we all know the names of Sony, Honda, Toyota, and Mitsubishi. On this program, we'll visit some smaller and medium-sized Japanese companies that, while not household names, are clearly on the cutting edge of science, technology, and craftsmanship, designing and producing electron microscopes, prototypes for cameras, and components for smartphones and watches. These companies are also involved with cultivating a microalgae with endless applications and even the most environmentally friendly toilets. This is America and the World is brought to you by the National Education Association, the U.S.-China Education Trust, and F.Y. Chang Foundation, guided by Ambassador Julia Chang Block, President. The League of Arab States, representing 350 million people in 22 member countries. Japan, history, hospitality, and advanced technology. Sharing tomorrow. The Petrolin Group, expertise with integrity in the fields of oil and gas, exploration and production, energy, and infrastructure. The Rotondaro Family Trust. The Embassy Series, uniting people through musical diplomacy, presenting international artists in diplomatic settings. And Ventana Productions, television facilities, editing, and distribution services. Technology is a very broad term, and Japanese technology is inventive and incredibly varied. Nihon Denshi makes the most powerful electron microscopes in the world, while Castem produces some of the tiniest components used just about everywhere: airplanes, trains, office equipment, and watches. And both companies give back to the communities in which they're located.
The English name of the company is, in short, JEOL, because initially the company's name was Japan Electron Optics Laboratory Company Limited. So the initials of the full name was taken for the English name, the JEOL. So we call Nihon Denshi in Japan, which is Japan Electronics, but overseas we call ourselves JEOL Limited.
World famous, huh?
Thank you very much.
The Japanese have a reputation for being excellent in innovation, technology, craftsmanship. Where does that come from?
Japanese people is strong on teamwork. And I believe manufacturing or production of goods, the need to have the team to work together. Japanese companies, as compared to the foreign companies, especially the American companies, the time span of our business or the rhythm of our business is much more long-term oriented. That is something essential for manufacturing industry.
If a class of young people, 10 years old, came downstairs and you were greeting them at the door, how would you explain this company to them?
Every year, the company, the staff, go to 10 or 15 different primary schools. We carry the smallest sized electron microscopes to those schools and show the students there how to observe the insects, for example, ants, and how would the pollens from the plants would look like. We try to teach them how interesting it is to observe those small things and the relevance of doing so. Exactly as we do in those situations, I will tell the 10-year-olds who have visited our company that there lies the strength And that is exactly the technology of this company, to try to make small things, very small things, visible to the human eye. And that would lead to the growth of science and technology in the future. These days in Japan, there is much attention being focused on the children at schools, the primary schools as well as the junior high schools no longer prefer to study science. But that would endanger the future of this country. In order to prevent this, what we would like to do is to make contribution so that the small children will continue to take interest in the science. And I hope that my company will be able to contribute to that end.
What is an electron microscope?
Microscopes could be categorized into the two categories, optical microscopes and electron microscopes. Whereas in the case of optical microscopes, the degree of magnification is quite small. So with the electron microscopes these days, you will be able to observe and see with your own eye each atom. You can see the atom by atom, and be able to identify the different types of atoms as well by using the electron microscopes. So electron microscopes are something indispensable for semiconductors as well as material science and also medical, and all these cutting-edge technology need electron microscopes.
And you make them here?
Yeah, so
Everything is produced in Japan.
日本で作っております。
So who buys these electron microscopes? Who uses them? Because they're used all over the world, huh?
For electron microscopes as well as for the analytical instruments, the US market is a huge market for us, as well as Europe. First and foremost, our users will be the universities, those research institutes engaged in basic science, and also national institutes of the different countries and the research institutes affiliated with the big companies. These are our main users.
Are there other products in addition to the microscopes? You mentioned scientific instruments as well, that this company is involved in selling, distributing throughout the world?
We have started with electron microscopes, went into analytical machines, expanded into scientific instruments, and also semiconductor lithography, blood analysis. Even today, the huge market is still in electron microscopes as well as the scientific instruments.
So give me one example of how, say, a university is using one of the electron microscopes. Give me just one example.
まあ大学ほとんどのアメリカの
In the case of United States, almost all of the prestigious universities in the United States, like the MIT, Harvard, as well as University of California, almost all of them have already installed gels, electron microscopes, to use for the basic research the purposes, which may eventually bring about Nobel the prize winning the research. And actually already some of the Nobel laureates are users of the gel electron microscopes.
そこが我々のメインユーザーでございます。
Why are Japanese so good at innovation?
Well, Japan is a very small country with very little natural resources to start with. Therefore, for many years, Japan imported the raw materials from abroad, but by using their own skills and technologies, added values to the products and sold those products at high prices. And that is how the Japanese businesses or manufacturing sector has secured very good positions in the world marketplace.
Casting. What do you make? What do you do?
One of the main business is the casting business, and out of our casting processes, we produce parts and components. And another pillar of our business is the sintering business. we use metal powders and solidify those powders in order to make precision parts and components.
What is injection molding?
This company started out as a confectionery manufacturer, so we used to produce Japanese cookies and so forth. So the same principle was applied. Metal powders are mixed with other materials. That mixture gets inflated, but after deflation of those mixtures, the density of the material become very close to 100%. That enhances the rigidity of the material. Nowadays, the manufacturers require parts and components which are quite small but very accurate and complex. So therefore, we use our injection molding technologies to accommodate such needs from Japanese companies to produce many different forms, and our products are used in many different industries. Most of our parts and components are quite complex and precise, and they are quite often used in the internal mechanism of some devices like trains and airplanes and some medical devices. So most of our parts and components are quite invisible, and then they are employed in cutting-edge technologies and devices.
I know that Castom today is very involved in the community here. Can you tell us a little bit about that involvement?
About 7 years ago, I have started a project which is like an Olympics of skills and technologies of children. So through that activities, I encourage children to get involved in plays that required a lot of skills. One of the skills that we try to enhance is that the paper airplane. So Castom is charged with providing instructions to children in that skill. And then for other 5 skills, different companies are assigned to provide directions to children.
You are the master in making a paper airplane and flying it. And you hold world record?
I have the Guinness record holder. My airplane soars quite high and then glides for 29.2 seconds.
So if I take my notes that I've been using in our conversation and I give them to you, will you make me a paper airplane?
It's quite simple, and if there is a piece of paper, I can just fold it up to make an airplane, and then I throw it into the air.
Whoa!
もっとこういかなきゃいけない。
More.
ちょっとこうカーブですね。
This area of Fukushima was devastated almost 4 years ago by the earthquake, tsunami, and resulting nuclear power plant disaster. However, Fukushima continues to push forward. It's the home to Kikuchi, a state-of-the-art company that's involved in the design and production of prototypes for digital cameras, hinges used in flip phones, tool and die machinery, and now the world of robotics. Tell us what the company does and what it makes.
Our company is manufacturing what we call prototype, like a kind of OA equipment, the watches, mobile phone, the medical devices. We make a prototype before these products get into the market. From the design to the manufacture, we can do it in the plant on this Iidate village. Kikuchi Sales Sector is engaged in the upstream of the work. I think that Japanese manufacturing is the number one in the world. So that we think that the staff in a company has a higher level of technology than other companies.
So this is very important to the economy of Fukushima area.
We think our Kikuchi sector is very important for the reconstruction, not only Fukushima prefecture, but for that Iidate village itself.
When people hear Fukushima, they think of the nuclear disaster. Are we safe here?
After the accident of the nuclear power plant, we thoroughly decontaminated the plant and around the plants.
So we are safe.
We are safe here.
We see around the factory many houses. Are the houses empty?
No one lives in the house.
No one lives in the houses in the village.
And also it is kind of prohibited to live in this village.
Japan is very famous for innovation, technology, and craftsmanship.
Yes, that's right, especially the craftsmanship.
Is that seen in the work that's done here?
Of course.
Do you have a dream for this factory?
We are planning to have some the robotic related businesses like development or the manufacturing that robot. So as a first business, we decided to be engaged in making the robot which would be used for the decommissioning of the nuclear power plant.
Do you think that Japan will play a leading role in robotics in the future?
I think so.
Number one?
It's difficult, but I think we can be number one.
You can be number one. Thank you so much. Thank you. Japan has its creative fingers in so many different types of innovation and technology, it boggles the mind. Two companies we visited in Japan, Toto and Euglena, are heavily invested in healthy living in vastly different ways.
We are a company that produces something that everybody uses every day without giving much thought about it. But we are always proposing the new style of convenience and the new way of usage of the product.
Toto makes toilets.
We are making toilets, but not only that, through that we are also helping people to develop their lifestyle.
How so?
By using our product to start a day in a very comfortable and refreshing state of mind. Our company produces sanitary ware, which is represented by washlet, but we are always trying to develop products which has never been existed in this world and develop the products and deliver to our customers. Our manufacturing has changed because we have to serve so many more customers these days, and in order to make our mass production system works well, we always try to improve our production system. In a conventional toiletware factory, so we relied so much on manual works, and people made toiletware and transfer were also done by people. However, in a new production system, much of the work has been automated.
Over the years, design has changed, huh?
The conventional setup of the toilet had mainly two parts, and the toilet seat, the washlet, was put on top of the porcelain ware. The current model does not have a tank. However, there is a pump with a motor set inside, and by the use of the motor, we flush the toilet to clean it. We consider the usage of water quite seriously, and therefore we have come up with a technology to save water and at the same time enhance cleaning performance. And at present, we have made it possible to use just only 3.8 liters of water to totally clean the toilet basin.
Toto is a huge global company. What are the markets that you are selling to?
We mainly sell our products to the United States, China, and other Asian region, Europe, including Germany and Italy.
So we take going to the bathroom just as a fact of life. For Toto, it's something special, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Toto is very concerned with the environment, isn't it? Why is that so?
Our product uses water to clean the back of people's thighs and at the same time people's bodies. So if the water that we use is depleted, and we may no longer be able to maintain our culture of cleanliness, it is quite important for us to conserve the water and its environment. And therefore, we introduce a lot of technologies to conserve water and electricity. I think the Japanese people are good at paying attention to details. And for example, our team works on making alignments between different technical components and parts, such as valves, heat exchangers, and channel shifting and nozzles. And we are working on integrating all these into one unit. So therefore, we think we are quite good at doing such things. I think people here are especially good at sticking to one project when they are about to make something, and they will not give up until everything is finished.
So what are you proud of that you've contributed to Toto?
If I can make one example, and I have been engaged in the development of what we call the wide bidet. While the conventional bidet could cover a limited area, but with the introduction of wide bidet technology, we can now cover the wider target area. Another thing I am quite proud of is the design of the latest product. And the latest product is made quite low. The height of that product is low compared to with the conventional design, and at the same time it is thinner. And so that was achieved by the changing the design of the nozzle. And so with the very low and thin structure, and as I have shown you, it has 2 stages, and then those nozzle part can be put into the smaller compartment. So overall, we could make a very beautiful and compact design.
So the reason why Euglena is important is that it has the nutrient as a vegetable, the plant, and also the nutrient from the animal. And for human being, these two the nutrient is necessary, and it contains 59 different nutrients. So when you keep eating the nutrient, that you never ever encounter disorder of the nutrient.
Do you grow Euglena, or do you make Euglena?
This Euglena is a kind of a seaweed, probably that you have ever tried Californian roll, the sushi Californian roll, and then the seaweed is wrapped around. So this is a kind of a seaweed. So we are the first company in the world successfully culture this kind of a seaweed.
Someone said that Euglena was like a powder. Is that true?
Yes, that's true. So the Euglena is cultured in a water, and then we let those dry, and from there we make a powder, and then mix that powder into the drink and the cookies.
We pick up a drink, so it's a regular drink, but the Euglena is now in the drink, giving nutrients, protein for health, huh?
Yes, so it is actually a vegetable juice. However, by adding this Euglena, then you are able to intake 59 different the nutrients such as vitamin, mineral, amino acid, unsaturated fatty acid, all kinds of this 59 the nutrient that you are able to absorb in your body, and then in a way this is very healthy.
Are there other ways that you can use Euglena?
If you squeeze this Euglena, we'll get some kind of like a oil. It's not the plant oil only, and not an animal oil only. We get a kind of a very unique oil, and that oil could be used for jet fuel or biofuel.
I've read also that you can use Euglena in cosmetics.
Yes, Euglena is used for cosmetics, but not only cosmetics, also used for a drug. So there are many ways of the usage of this Euglena. That's one of the attractive points of this Euglena.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the, thank you and cheers. Thank you for our conversation. Thank you. For information about This Is America and the World and to watch all of our programs, visit our website thisisamerica.net and look for us on Facebook and Twitter. This is America and the World is brought to you by the National Education Association, the U.S.-China Education Trust and F.Y. Chang Foundation, guided by Ambassador Julia Chang Block, President. The League of Arab States, representing 350 million people in 22 member countries. Japan, history, hospitality, and advanced technology. Sharing tomorrow. The Petrolin Group, expertise with integrity in the fields of oil and gas, exploration and production, energy, and infrastructure. The Rotondaro Family Trust. The Embassy Series, uniting people through musical diplomacy, presenting international artists in diplomatic settings. And Ventana Productions, television facilities, editing, and distribution services.